In a world where most people are invisible, where they speak but are unheard, move but are unnoticed, exist but are forgotten, there are a select few who shift the very energy of a room the moment they step inside. They don't demand attention. They don't seek validation. Yet eyes lock onto them, conversations pause, and respect is given before they even utter a word. What separates them from the rest? It's not luck. It's not wealth. It's a skill, one so powerful, so subtle, that once you master it, people will treat you differently forever. If you've ever wanted to walk into any space and command respect without saying a word, stay with me, because today I'm going to show you exactly how. Let's begin. The power of stillness. True strength is silent. In a world that never stops talking, the weak desperately seek validation through noise, rushing to speak, filling every silence, afraid of being ignored. But true power is silent. The strongest minds don't beg for attention. They command it effortlessly through presence alone. In Buddhism, there is a teaching. The silent mind is the strongest mind. The one who masters stillness masters perception. Most people fear silence. They fidget, they babble, they over-explain, believing that the more they say, the more they will be heard. But the wise, they do the opposite. They embrace silence. They move with intention. They speak only when necessary, and when they do, every word carries weight. This is why monks radiate an unshakable presence, why the greatest leaders never rush, why warriors remain calm before battle. Stillness is not emptiness. It is controlled energy, restrained power. When you pause before speaking, you create tension. That tension forces people to lean in, to wait, to listen. Try this once. The next time someone asks you a question, pause. Let them feel the silence. Hold their gaze. Say nothing, and watch how the energy shifts. Then when you finally speak, do it slowly, deliberately, with absolute certainty. Watch how their body language changes. Watch how they respect you more. Watch how, without saying much, you've already said everything. This is the power of stillness, the unshakable force that makes people take notice, without you ever needing to ask. Most people speak to fill the void, but those who understand power know that silence is not a void. It is a force. When you walk into a room, don't rush to prove yourself. Simply exist with presence. Feel the stillness in your body. Let your movements be deliberate. Let your breath be steady. When others react emotionally, you remain unmoved. When chaos surrounds you, you stay grounded. This is what makes people respect you. Not your words, but the energy you carry. Stillness is the foundation of true dominance. It is why Buddhist monks seem untouchable, why warriors can control an entire battlefield without speaking, why the most influential people don't need to demand respect. It is simply given. The next time you enter a space, don't speak to be heard, exist to be felt. The world will notice. To the unshakable mind, detach from approval, command respect. Most people live as prisoners of external validation. They constantly adjust their words, actions, and even their beliefs to fit in, to be liked, to avoid judgment. But the harder you try to please others, the more power you give away. In Buddhism, detachment is the key to freedom. When you no longer rely on the opinions of others to define your worth, you become unshakable. Think of the strongest figures in history, monks, warriors, leaders. They don't chase acceptance. They don't beg for respect. They command it effortlessly. Why? Because they have mastered detachment. Their confidence is not based on approval, but on self-awareness. They understand that opinions are fleeting, praise and criticism are temporary, and the only thing that truly matters is their inner foundation. Now ask yourself, how much energy have you wasted worrying about what others think? How many times have you changed your mind, hesitated to speak, or held yourself back just to avoid judgment? Every time you do, you weaken your presence. But the moment you detach, the moment you stop seeking validation, something shifts. People start respecting you. Why? Because unpredictability breeds influence. When you don't react emotionally, when you don't desperately seek approval, people can't control you. And what cannot be controlled is always respected. Try this once. The next time someone questions you, disagrees with you, or even insults you, pause, don't react, don't explain yourself. Let their words pass through you like the wind. Hold your ground, remain calm, and simply observe. Watch how they become uneasy. Watch how they start questioning their own words. Watch how, without saying a single word, their respect for you grows. True power is not improving yourself. It is in detaching from the need to. When you master this, your presence alone will command respect. You will no longer be swayed by opinions, manipulated by praise, or disturbed by criticism. You will walk through the world untouchable. People will sense that you are different, that you are no longer bound by the invisible chains of social approval. They will lean in, drawn to your self-sufficiency, your quiet strength, your unwavering presence. Detachment does not mean indifference, it means control. You still care, but you are not owned by your emotions. You still listen, but you do not react impulsively. You still engage, but only on your terms. This is the mindset of the unshakable. It is why Buddhist monks radiate an aura of peace, why warriors stand unfazed in the face of chaos, why the most powerful individuals never seek to be understood. They simply exist as they are, and the world adjusts. The next time you walk into a room, do not seek validation. Observe, be still, speak only when necessary. Let others feel your presence rather than hear your need for approval. And when you do speak, do so with certainty, free from the burden of seeking permission. Those who master detachment master themselves, and those who master themselves command the world. 3. The energy of presence. Be fully here, own the moment. Most people exist in a constant state of distraction, lost in thoughts of the past, worrying about the future, or endlessly scrolling through their phones. They are physically present but mentally absent, disconnected from the now. And because of this, they are forgettable. Their energy is scattered, their presence weak. But those who are truly present, those who give their full attention to the moment, radiate power. In Buddhism, mindfulness is the path to mastery. When walking, walk. When eating, eat. It sounds simple, yet few truly live this way. The rare individuals who embody this, who are completely in the here and now, own every room they step into. Presence is energy. When you give someone your full, undivided attention, they feel it. When you speak fully engaged, people listen. When you move with purpose, others take notice. It's not about what you say, but the energy behind it. A person who is truly present carries an unspoken force, a gravity that pulls others in. They are not lost in overthinking. They are not distracted by self-doubt. They are simply here, completely without hesitation. But most people never experience this because they live in their heads, analyzing, hesitating, second-guessing themselves. And that hesitation is what makes them invisible. When your mind is divided, people can feel it. Your words lose power, your actions lack conviction, your presence becomes weak. But the moment you fully commit to the present, you become undeniable. Try this once. The next time you enter a conversation, eliminate all distractions. Put down your phone. Stop thinking about what you'll say next. Instead, lock in. Feel the weight of the moment. Listen, truly listen, to every word spoken. Notice the details around you. Slow down. Let your body relax. Watch how the people around you feel the difference. Watch how they respond with more respect, more interest, more engagement. This is the secret of true presence. It's not about speaking louder or making bigger gestures. It's about fully inhabiting the moment. Whether you're speaking or simply standing in silence, when your energy is fully here, you command attention without even trying. It is why monks radiate peace, why warriors remain calm before battle, why great leaders don't need to prove themselves. Their presence speaks for them. When you walk into a room, be there completely. Don't shrink. Don't drift away in thoughts. Don't hesitate. Stand firm. Breathe deeply and own your space. People don't respect those who seem unsure, scattered, or lost in their minds. But when you radiate presence, others instinctively adjust to your energy. They slow down. They listen more carefully. They feel your presence before you even say a word. Try this when you shake someone's hand. Instead of rushing through the motion like most people, be deliberate. Feel the connection. Look them in the eye, not with aggression, but with full presence. Notice the shift. Most people will be caught off guard because presence is rare, and what is rare is valuable. The world belongs to those who are fully engaged in it. Be here. Own the moment. Let your presence speak for itself. 4. The power of less. Speak little, mean more. Most people believe that talking more makes them seem smarter, more important, or more persuasive. But in reality, the more you speak, the less people listen. Words are like currency. When they are spent carelessly, their value drops. The wisest monks, the most powerful leaders, and the most respected individuals all have one thing in common. They speak with purpose. Every word they say carries weight because they don't waste words. In Buddhism, silence is not emptiness, it is depth. Do not speak unless it improves upon the silence. Imagine walking into a room and saying only one sentence. But that sentence is so powerful that everyone stops and reflects. That is the power of speaking less and meaning more. When you talk too much, you reveal too much. You dilute your message. You give away your power. Think of a river that overflows. It loses its shape, its direction, its strength. But a river that is focused, that flows steadily and powerfully, carves through mountains. This is how speech works. The strongest individuals in any room are the ones who don't need to fill every silence. They don't rush to speak, they don't over-explain, and they don't chase validation through words. Instead, they choose their moments carefully, and when they do speak, people stop and listen. Because their words have presence, their silence has weight. They do not need to prove their worth with noise. Their stillness alone commands attention. The problem is, most people talk out of fear. Fear of being ignored, fear of not seeming important, fear of not being liked. So they speak quickly, filling every pause, repeating themselves, over-explaining, hoping to be heard. But in their desperation to be noticed, they achieve the opposite. They make themselves forgettable. Their words lose value because they are thrown around carelessly, without thought, without precision. Think of a crowded market where hundreds of voices are shouting at once. No single voice stands out. Now imagine a single voice speaking in a silent room. Everyone turns to listen. This is the difference between meaningless chatter and powerful speech. But think of a Zen master, a warrior, a wise leader. Do they rush? Do they chase attention? They sit in stillness. They observe. They listen. And when they finally speak, their words cut through the noise. Their presence alone is enough to shift the energy of a room. This is because true power does not come from speaking endlessly. It comes from knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Try this once. The next time you're in a conversation, resist the urge to fill every gap. Instead of immediately responding, pause. Let the silence linger. Watch how people lean in, how they wait for your words, how they start valuing what you say more. This is not just a psychological trick, it's human nature. People respect those who do not give away their words carelessly. They see restraint as a sign of confidence. They assume that if you are willing to wait, if you are comfortable with silence, then your words must be worth listening to. This small change in behavior can completely transform how people see you. A person who speaks little but with deep meaning is unforgettable. They leave people thinking. Their words linger long after the conversation ends. This is true influence. Not loudness, not endless talking, but the ability to say little and mean more. It is why the most powerful teachers in history spoke in short, profound statements. It is why Buddhist monks are trained in silence before they are ever allowed to teach. Powerful speech is not about quantity, it is about impact. Look at the greatest figures in history: Buddha, samurai warriors, great philosophers. They all understood the power of silence. In battle, in leadership, in life, restraint is strength. A lion does not need to roar to be feared. A mountain does not need to move to be respected. It is not the one who speaks the loudest who holds the most power. It is the one who speaks the least, but whose words shift the atmosphere. If you want to command respect effortlessly, stop explaining yourself unnecessarily. Stop speaking for approval. Stop rushing to fill every quiet moment. Let your words be deliberate, your silence intentional. People will listen more closely. They will value your words. They will respect your presence. A person who speaks less but with wisdom is automatically seen as more important. It is human nature to assume that what is rare is valuable. If you make your words rare, they will be treated with value. And the beauty of this? You don't have to do anything extra. You don't need to force yourself to sound smarter or speak in a deep voice. You simply remove the unnecessary. You strip away the excess. You refine your speech until only what truly matters remains. And in that space, in that clarity, your power grows. A sculptor does not add clay to create a masterpiece. He removes what is unnecessary. Your words should be the same. Remove the noise, and only power remains. The less you say, the more impact each word holds. Silence is not weakness. It is power waiting to be unleashed. Speak only when necessary, and when you do, make sure it carries weight. Then, watch how the world listens. 5. The unmovable gaze. Hold your ground. Without a word. In a world where people are constantly seeking approval, eye contact has become one of the most powerful yet underused tools of dominance and respect. Most people avert their gaze, break eye contact too soon, or look away when confronted. They do this out of habit, out of fear, or out of subconscious submission. But those who understand power, those who know how to command a room without speaking, they never waver. Their eyes remain steady, unshaken, unwavering. This is not arrogance. This is not aggression. This is presence. In Buddhism, the eyes are considered a mirror of the soul. A scattered mind leads to a restless gaze. A disciplined mind holds its ground. When a Zen master looks at you, they do not fidget. They do not dart their eyes nervously. They see you. They are fully present. And that presence alone can make others feel small or exposed. A man who cannot hold eye contact cannot hold himself. But a man who can meet another's gaze with absolute calmness, he instantly commands respect. Because deep down, people respect those who are not afraid to be seen. When you break eye contact first, you signal submission, whether you mean to or not. It is a universal subconscious cue of who holds the power in any interaction. Think of a wolf pack. The dominant wolf never looks away first. The moment the weaker wolf lowers its gaze, the hierarchy is established. Humans are no different. The moment you look away first, you unconsciously tell the other person, "You have more power than me." But when you hold your gaze calmly, without hostility, you communicate something entirely different. I am unshaken. I am in control. This does not mean staring aggressively or trying to intimidate. That is the behavior of the insecure. True strength is effortless. True confidence is relaxed. You are not trying to prove anything. You are simply rooted in yourself. You do not need to break eye contact because you are not looking for an escape. You are fully present, fully aware, fully engaged. And people feel that. Try this once. The next time you are speaking with someone, resist the urge to look away first. Hold your ground. Keep your gaze soft but steady. Do not let nervousness control your movements. If you feel uncomfortable, breathe. Settle into the moment. You will notice something fascinating. The other person will start adjusting to you. They will begin to feel your presence. They may even look away first, revealing that they are less comfortable with the silence, with the moment, with themselves. This simple shift changes everything. It makes people see you differently. It makes them respect you without even knowing why. This is a technique used by the most powerful leaders, warriors, and monks throughout history. They do not fidget. They do not avert their gaze. They do not appear restless. They exude stillness, and in that stillness, people sense something rare, a person who is fully present, fully aware, fully grounded. Think of the greatest warriors, the wisest monks, the most powerful figures in history. They all had the unmovable gaze, Not aggressive, not threatening, just completely steady. Because a person who cannot be shaken by eye contact cannot be shaken by anything. And here is the true power behind this. It is not about others. It is about you. When you hold your gaze, when you remain fully present, you train yourself to be unshaken in all aspects of life. You stop seeking approval. You stop reacting. You stop apologizing for existing. You stand firm. You own your space. You command respect effortlessly. A man who can hold his gaze can hold his ground. A man who can hold his ground can hold his destiny. Start today. Watch how people treat you differently. 6. The strength of detachment. React to nothing. Control everything. Most people go through life like puppets, their emotions controlled by every word, every glance, and every opinion thrown their way. If someone praises them, they light up with happiness. If someone criticizes them, their mood crashes. If someone ignores them, they suddenly feel small, invisible, or unimportant. They allow others to dictate their confidence, their happiness, and even their self-worth. But true power doesn't come from being liked or praised. It comes from being untouchable. It comes from being so in control of yourself that no insult, no rejection, and no moment of discomfort can shake your foundation. This is what separates the powerful from the powerless. There is a powerful Buddhist teaching: pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Life will test you. People will judge you. Some will try to bring you down. But the way you respond is what defines you. Most people react impulsively. They get offended. They argue. They let their emotions take over. This gives away their power. It shows the world that they can be controlled. But the strong, they do not react. They observe, they remain calm, and they only respond when necessary, on their terms, at their pace. This is the difference between someone who is controlled by the world and someone who controls their own world. Most people crave approval. They need validation like they need air. If someone likes them, they feel valuable. If someone ignores them, they feel worthless. This is why they are weak, because their worth is determined by others. A powerful person does not seek approval. They are secure in themselves. They do not need constant reassurance. They do not get shaken when someone disrespects them. They stay centered, and that makes them unbreakable. If someone praises them, they don't let it inflate their ego. If someone insults them, they don't let it shake their confidence. They remain still, untouched by the outside world. And that stillness, that unshakable nature, is what draws respect. Think of a lion in the wild. It does not need to roar constantly to prove its dominance. It does not react to every little noise in the jungle. It simply exists in a state of calm confidence. It moves slowly, deliberately. It does not chase attention. It commands it. People respect this kind of energy because it is rare. Most people are desperate to be noticed, desperate to prove themselves. But the ones who are truly powerful, they do not need to prove anything. Their presence alone says everything. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is howling. The rain is pouring down. The thunder is loud and violent. Most people panic. They run, they scream, they fight against the storm. But a person who has mastered detachment, they stand still. They let the storm rage around them without resistance. They do not react because they know the storm will pass. This is the mindset of power. The weak are like leaves, blown in every direction by external forces. The strong are like mountains, unshakable, immovable. Try this once. The next time someone insults you, criticizes you, or tries to provoke you, do nothing. Pause. Do not react. Do not explain. Do not defend yourself. Just breathe and observe. Let the moment pass without engaging. Watch how the energy shifts. Watch how they become uncomfortable. Because when someone expects a reaction and gets nothing, they lose control. They realize they have no power over you. This is how you silently take back control. This is not just a social skill. This is a weapon. The most powerful people in history mastered this ability. They never wasted energy on pointless arguments or emotional reactions. They did not let their mood be controlled by weak people. They remained calm, focused, and in control of themselves. A king does not argue with every fool who questions him. A warrior does not fight every battle, only the ones that matter. The moment you stop reacting, you take back your power. You send a clear message: I control myself. I control my emotions. I am not ruled by the world. I rule my world. And when people see that, they will treat you differently. They will respect you. They will admire you. They will follow you. Detach from the noise. Detach from the chaos. Master yourself. Watch how people shift in your presence when they realize nothing can shake you. 7. The final mastery. Become the still point in a chaotic world. The world is loud, restless, and desperate. People rush from one thing to the next, chasing approval, chasing status, chasing distractions. Their minds are always racing, their emotions always shifting. They are never still, never at peace. And because of this, they are weak, easily manipulated, easily controlled, easily thrown off balance. But the one who has mastered stillness, that person becomes untouchable. They stand in the middle of the storm, completely unmoved, while the rest of the world is being tossed around by chaos. This is the highest level of power. This is final mastery. There is an old Zen teaching: when the mind is silent, the whole world surrenders. Most people think power comes from force, from dominance, from making noise. But the truth is, real power comes from presence, from stillness, from the ability to remain centered when everything around you is spinning out of control. A person who is truly in control of themselves does not react emotionally. They do not chase attention. They do not seek validation. They do not allow external chaos to disrupt their internal peace. They move slowly, they speak with purpose, and their energy alone commands respect. They don't try to impress others because they don't need to. Their mere presence makes others feel their strength. Think about the most powerful figures in history, in leadership, in battle, in wisdom. They were not frantic. They were not impulsive. They were not easily shaken. They moved with absolute certainty because they had mastered themselves. This is the energy of a true leader, of a true warrior, of a true master. They do not fight unnecessary battles. They do not waste energy on things that do not matter. They are a still force in a chaotic world. Imagine a great tree standing in the middle of a storm. The wind howls, the rain pounds, the earth shakes, but the tree remains rooted, unmoving. This is what it means to be powerful. Most people are like leaves, blown in every direction by the opinions of others, by temporary emotions, by external events. But the one who has mastered stillness, they are the tree. They remain strong, no matter what happens around them. When you enter a room, do not try to prove yourself. Do not try to seek approval. Simply be still, be present, be aware. When someone speaks to you, do not rush to answer. Pause. Let silence settle. Speak with weight. When someone tries to provoke you, do not react. Let them reveal their own weakness while you remain in complete control. Try this once. Watch how the energy around you shifts. Watch how people start treating you differently, as if they can sense something rare about you. This is not about pretending to be powerful, it's about becoming it. True masters do not let life dictate their emotions. They dictate how they experience life. They remain steady, grounded, and unshaken, no matter the situation. When you embody this level of control, people begin to sense something unexplainable about you. They will listen more intently. They will respect your presence without you even trying. Look at a still lake. Its surface like glass, calm, unbroken. It reflects everything around it with perfect clarity because it is unmoved. Now compare that to a raging sea, turbulent, unstable, unpredictable. The still lake sees clearly. The raging sea sees nothing. Your mind must become the still lake. The moment you achieve this, you stop being controlled by the world, and instead you begin to shape it. Powerful men do not move with the storm. They are the eye of the storm. When everything around them is chaos, they remain centered, untouchable. This is the final mastery, the ability to be still while the world spins around you. And when you reach this level, something incredible happens. You no longer seek power, you become it. Most will hear this and remain unchanged, lost in distractions, reacting to everything, seeking approval from a world that never truly gives it. They will keep chasing, keep talking, keep fading into the background. But a rare few will understand. They will step into stillness, control their energy, and command respect without ever forcing it. This is the path of mastery, the path of those who rise above the noise. The moment you stop reacting, stop seeking, and start controlling yourself, the world will start responding to you differently. The weak are ruled by their impulses, the strong rule themselves. Ask yourself, will you keep moving like the rest, unconscious, restless, forgettable? Or will you take this knowledge and transform yourself into a force that cannot be ignored? The choice is yours. If you're ready to step onto this path, to learn the hidden wisdom that makes the mind unshakable, subscribe to Buddhism Pathways now. Because this journey doesn't end, it only gets deeper.